Welcome to the Air We Weeb. I am Test Administrator Az.
I'm a normal human being, Shawna.
I am just Tim.
I'm a barely Matt.
Who?
Who's that?
Just barely
No, you're
here
a
today.
weeb. You're not a Matt. We don't accept those terms here. Get the forbidden word out of here.
Oh, I can't say those things now.
We're covering Tower God this week.
Yeah, webtoon.
Yeah. I recommend the show because I've been reading it for a very long time, and I was so excited for the anime to come out. How about you, Weeb? Oh, wait, we should give a synopsis first, huh?
Do I do the synopsis? Is it my turn?
No, not the synopsis,
Oh.
the synopsis.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
the
we only
Weebopsis?
read
Brief
one.
description.
We
We do a brief description, and then we say if we recommend it.
okay.
Well, I can give a
Oh,
weebopsis
there's a boy
Without-
chasing a girl up a
Without
tower.
any spoilers.
without spoilers.
There's a boy chasing a girl up a tower.
But
Yes.
they never actually start climbing the tower, which is fine. But I wanted to
This
specify.
is the prologue to the tower.
Yes,
It's the prologue.
It's the prologue.
It's season 1.
it's season 1.
Yep, basically.
So are we supposed to say whether we recommend it or not?
Yes, I already said I did.
I recommend
and
it.
then I asked Weeb.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Gonna have
It's one of the. It's the. It's one. No, Nobody's had OVAs, didn't it? It's one of the first Korean original works get anime adaptation, and it was like a full season, and it was partnered by Crunchyroll and the people who published it online called Webtoons.
Yo, the webtoon's long. I'm looking at it right now.
It's been going for 10 years.
It's an old boy.
My question for the author is, how did you write for 10 years when Bomb was your protagonist? That's my question.
Listen, he gets better.
Well,
Okay.
All right.
It's not about Bomb. It's about the people he meets along the way.
I mean, if we could have just
It's
had
true,
Kun
but-
be the main character, I would have
For
been
real.
happy.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
Do we go into spoilers now?
It's gonna be painful for Az.
Yeah, this is gonna be a hard one for me because I'm gonna be quiet and try and hold all the answers to questions everyone has
If-
that have not been answered yet in the show, but I have the answers.
If I have a question that you are supposed to, in fact, figure out from the show, will you please answer it for me?
Sure, I
Okay.
will do my best.
All right.
Cool. Would you like to give us a synopsis?
Okay, so there's this guy that lives in some kind of world, but we don't know anything about it because they never tell us anything about the world, literally at all.
He lives
And
outside the tower.
He lives underneath the tower. Is that it?
Outside the tower. He lives
Outside of the
tower.
outside of the tower, which is a
Buried
big
in
deal
a hole,
apparently, but
for
we
some
don't know
reason.
because they never talk about it. Anyway, he lives with a bunch of rocks, and one day this blonde girl comes in and she's like, "Yo, why you living in the rocks? I'll be your friend." So she is his friend, but then she's like, "Oh, see, I gotta turn into butterflies and go climb the tower." And he's like, "I want to be butterflies too." So he goes, and so he thinks he's following her up the tower, but first he has to prove that he is worthy to climb the tower. So they have a bunch of tests that all of these people go through, and he makes friends, and he finds out that, oh my gosh, I'm so special, and he doesn't care about that at all, of course, because
He gets a legendary sword from a princess.
which she had no reason to give him. Like, give me a break.
He had a pretty face.
Yes. Anyway, that's it. That's pretty much it.
It's not about the journey. It's about the friends you meet along the way. The anime.
I didn't realize how stupid this anime is until just now.
It's not stupid. It's just unfortunate that they don't give you any world building or anything at all. Like, I like this show a lot, but episode 1 was a hot mess narratively. Like, it's not a good episode.
Cut so much exposition
Yeah.
and world building stuff that they talk about that from the comic to the anime adaptation. Like, Libero is explaining the tower to Bam.
I mean,
Like how there's the inner tower and the
yes,
outer tower.
yes.
In the web comic, there's like a diagram he makes using his lighthouse
Yeah.
and everything.
I would have appreciated more of like a Dr. Stone style explanation for some of this stuff, where you
What
have
do you
like
mean?
visuals for things instead of just like
Yeah.
dialogue between two characters while they're looking at something else off camera or whatever.
Yeah.
That happens in the webtoon.
I have a question for y'all. Is
Yes.
it Bam or Bomb?
I think it's
Bomb.
Bomb.
I always say Bam.
They call
Also,
him Yoru. They call him Yoru.
That's a
and-
stupid name.
Well, they change his name, and then they don't change it in the
It
subtitle.
means night. His name is literally the 25th night,
Wait,
because that's when he was born.
How come Weeb doesn't like the literal word bomb, which makes an explosion when...
Because it's not a name. It's not a name.
It's his name. It means night and chestnut.
What?
It means night and chestnut in Korean.
That's stupid. That's
Joke's
dumb.
on you. Joke's on you.
Not like night and chestnut. It has a double meaning.
Are-
It can mean either one.
Are we supposed to talk about what we liked about this?
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that what we're doing?
I think so.
Okay.
I thought we were just getting into it like naturally, but you know.
I have a thought that is also a natural follow-up. I liked the pacing. I enjoyed that. There was a lot of criticism in the reviews that I read that people said the pacing was insane, but I liked it.
So fast.
It was fast, but it was enjoyable as a anime only viewer. I just wish that maybe they had one more episode so they could have like made an actual episode 1 and not like a vignette of episode 1, like somebody edited it together on YouTube. That would have been nice. But I loved the pacing. I loved that we were getting through things and like they were passing and failing and all the tests. I thought that was good.
I think what episode 1 did well though by being as like how quickly paced it is it you feel sort of the same disorientation that Bam feels because you're just sort of shoved in there.
Yeah,
or Bomb.
I don't like dislike
gonna
that
mispronounce the name.
in theory. I don't feel like I have to be told everything, but like since we didn't get told anything, I feel that my enjoyment of how amazing it was that he was selected by the tower to go was cut short because I didn't understand how cool that was.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tim, did you like the pacing?
Yeah, I think the first time I watched through, I had similar problems that you guys had with, like, things are happening way too fast, things are going over my head, I don't know what's happening, or, like, what the rules of this place is. But I think probably midway through, you kind of like, alright, I'm starting to, like, get a handle on this, and, like, you just kind of roll with it, and then hope that they explain it maybe a little better, or things will fall into place.
Yeah. That was my experience too. I felt like I got half of everything, and it frustrated me a little bit because I could have enjoyed the tests a lot more if I understood what it meant for that particular test for them to beat it. Like, they would have specific things that they tell us or don't tell us, and I'm like, I have no idea what the stakes are here, which kind of pulls me out of it, but it could have been fixed by a line of dialogue each time, so it felt like an oversight for me. That's my biggest critique on the whole show. Like, I really like the show. It's just the stuff they left out that then left the viewer hanging in not a good way, because I'm okay with not knowing some things.
Yeah, and I don't think, I feel like Bomb doesn't know stuff like we don't.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to make him feel like he's like us, like the audience, like he's learning it as we're learning it, but I feel like he's also not relatable, where he just kind of accepts things and doesn't question it and just like, okay, sure.
Bomb is the most annoying character in the show, hands
Just
down.
a poor sweet boy who doesn't know anything.
First of all, I hate this trope. If you're gonna give me a little earnest imp that everyone falls in love with, you better freaking give me a reason that I believe he's actually able to change the hearts of all these people. There was not a single time.
They give the explanation. They literally say that they all want to help him because they want to protect his little innocence.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
helping a
not.
little
But it's
kid.
not shown enough for us to believe that they would do that. Like, we don't ever see him enough being special, and he's just annoying the entire time. He goes from being like brave to being unsure and like timid, and it's like, what are you? Pick a lane. Like, I just need you to pick a lane. And he wouldn't. And then the lane he picked ended up being like, I'm gonna be the inspirational character, and that's it. And he wasn't inspirational, so he failed.
Well, it's like kind of like the trope where like, oh, he's like this non-assuming boy, and then he's also secretly the most powerful character there, like, and he can just whip out this amazing shinsu whenever he needs to.
Yeah, I'm okay with the trope.
Well, not anymore.
In theory, I'm okay with the trope. I wasn't okay with its execution here, but the other characters were so good that I was like, it doesn't even matter that you're a two-dimensional piece of paper. Everyone else is awesome.
The supporting cast is definitely more interesting, especially Rachel, who I kind of hated at first.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back in the second time through, I think she's definitely the most interesting and complex character in the show.
Yeah.
So I appreciate her way more.
Yeah.
This is where I bring up my secret theory. There is no protagonist. They're dutagonists.
They're dutagonists.
Is that the right word?
She
I don't
was
know.
What do you
just
call it?
she was not featured
Co-protagonist.
enough.
Oh,
Y'all
be
are
a-
just overlooking the best character. Who is the protagonist?
it's Rack. We know it's Rack.
It's Rack.
Rack is big weeb energy.
He's so
Rack
funny.
is great. I love
He's
Rack.
great. I love
Rack
when he.
is like
Rack is
sorry,
so
what's
good.
up?
I was gonna say I love when they're visiting Ho's grave, and he puts the chocolate bars on it.
That was so good. I loved that. So, okay, I'm
Mhm.
just going to explain Rack real quick. So, Rack is like a 15-foot alligator that dresses like a Roman gladiator and has a spear. And he just screams and calls everyone a turtle and is just stomping around trying to fight people. And Coon
Wait,
has
if he was a giant alligator.
Yes, me if I was a giant alligator that dressed like a Roman gladiator. And he loves chocolate bars. And there's a character named Coon who has a briefcase that can multiply things infinite amount of times. He can make his
He's
many
Mary
of whatever he
Poppins.
puts in. So he makes just an infinite amount of chocolate bars and gives them to Rack to appease him, to just keep him, like, chill him out.
It's
And
so good.
he's just eating chocolate bars like he's huge, so he gets like 15, 20 chocolate bars in a hand at a time, just like plowing them in his mouth, just going at it.
But they're fake, so they eventually just dissipate in his.
It's great.
Is that oh yeah, because we saw the crowns do that. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but yeah, he's definitely by far
Physical until they dissipate.
the best character. He's the protagonist, if y'all don't know.
And the Japanese voice actor is All Might, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Wait, hold on, I'm googling that. Is that for real?
That's awesome.
So yeah, he does a great job, just like All Might. He brings that All Might energy to it too.
He does.
Who is your favorite character?
Oof.
It's probably Paracule.
Really? No. He's the
No.
Minetta of this show.
Yeah, he is. He totally is.
He's the Minetta of the show.
Wait, I missed what you said. What?
I
who
feel
is
like
the Minetta of the show?
Tim likes Shibisu a lot.
I do.
The what's his name again? Paracule. He's like the green other
Weird
alligator
Oh
looking
yeah,
looking
he
guy.
sucks.
Yeah, you would hate him because he's kind of a coward.
Other lizard.
Yeah, he really is.
No, I
The
think
revolution, though. You don't understand the revolution.
Coon's my favorite.
Me too, Tim.
Coon's great. I love Coon.
He
I
was
wish
my
he was the
second
he-
favorite.
He needs to be the protagonist.
Actually, no, he's my third favorite.
How do you know Coon isn't the protagonist?
Do
'Cause
not
it's
play this
Rat.
game with me.
Agaro, not Coon. Stop calling him by his last name. There's like billions of Coons.
Wait, I need to know what
It's Aguero,
Weeb's
right, his
second
first name?
favorite character
Guerrero,
is.
yeah. Who's?
He just moved Coon to 3. I need to know
it-
who 2 is.
The what's it? What do they call them? The proctors.
The
What are
guy
they
with
called?
the guy with the bun,
Which one?
or
Yeah,
the
the
guy with
blonde-
the dots.
the blonde guy with the
Him?
dots.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, Liraro.
He is.
Liroro.
He actually might.
Liraro.
Okay, like Rack is jokingly my favorite, but he might be my favorite.
His voice
like
acting
Liraro?
is great.
His
I do like
English
him.
voice
Both the
actor is
dub and the
fantastic.
sub. That-
Yes,
Dude,
the English is
both-
so good.
Both of his voice actors are amazing.
I wasn't in love
Shout
with the
out.
English, but I can see why you would like it. But the Japanese, I loved it.
Yeah.
Jiro Suda and Trent Mills, you get the honorary Airwee Weeb
He-
voice actor award.
The
Yes.
Japanese one is the Chisaki, right, from My Hero. Overall,
Yes.
yeah, I love that voice.
Are all the voice actors just the same as My Hero voice actors?
No. Jiraiya plays head on. Or
Yeah.
Hedon.
Wait, what?
Jiraiya.
Jiraiya.
I'm blanking right now. Who's Hedon?
He's
The
the
rabbit thing.
the
from
thing
the
at the
first floor.
beginning that has the scepter that lets him go into the tower.
That's Jiraiya?
Yeah.
That's the same voice.
What?
He does such. This is why I think they did him dirty. He does such a fantastic job with a character, especially when he's being like sarcastic with Princess Yuri and stuff and teasing her. He goes between sassy and serious. Just
That's
well.
too bad because he was like an absolute nothing in the show.
yeah, he had way less time in the show compared to his.
He's kind of working behind the scenes, I think. He's an ambivalent character. You don't really know what his plans are for a bomb, but he definitely
He's got him.
is manipulating things.
Am I allowed to ask questions now?
No,
Yeah. Go ahead.
never.
Okay,
What's the question?
I'm very confused about Eye Patch Lady. Why did she try to get Rachel to kill Bomb
Oh, yeah.
when clearly her goal is to get Bomb to climb the tower?
I was
So
confused
they
about
don't-
this as well until I watched that YouTube video and then it explained
So they
everything.
don't explain guides very well,
Okay.
They don't.
but
What's a guide?
It's a navigator in the
Oh.
show.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, right. They call them navigators in the show.
Right, they literally mention it once and never give you any context. Fantastic. Love it. Love
Yeah. Again, they don't do a good job, as we said.
it.
Basically, they can see not only like a literal pathway, they see like the figurative pathway. So they almost have like precog.
Foresight.
Okay,
They can see
so
things in the
she
future,
knew-
basically.
She knew.
She knew how it would turn out if certain things played out a certain way.
And her goal was clearly, I need to make Bomb invisible to the princesses and still make him climb the tower. That seemed like her goal, like that I was getting from the subtext. Is that true?
She had basically 2 missions with Rachel and then with Bomb separate.
She did?
Yeah, like her
Okay.
first one was to guide Rachel, which she does. As we see, she gets the rest of the people to help Rachel climb with her to the top, and then the second one is to help Bomb.
Why does she want to help Rachel?
I'm trying to remember if it says in the show.
Yeah.
It
I have
does
it
not.
dying.
Basically, she is told
It's-
to by Hedon, I think.
No.
At that last episode.
Han Sung
Isn't
Yu, I think, is like wants her to guide Bomb, basically.
Yeah, and
But we don't
Rachel-
know why, I think.
Rachel's a tool to keep getting Bomb to climb, so it would make sense that she would guide both of them.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Okay, that was my biggest gripe plot-wise. I wanted just a little more context for that, but
Because I think Hedon was originally working with Han Sung Yu and her to get Rachel to climb. Yeah.
who's Han Sun Yu?
It's the
Coffee Man.
yeah
Coffee Man.
coffee
right,
boy,
right.
The really short guy.
the evil genius guy.
Yes.
What's up with the? I was confused when they went to make a contract, and then
Mhm.
they went to make that contract, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you made a mistake, buddy. This ain't going to end well for
Oh.
you." And they never go back to that, and they never explain
Oh.
why it was bad
Well,
for him.
Wait,
Well, they explained it.
the giant
What?
creature
he's-
says that to Bomb?
Yeah.
He says, just remember, a contract for you isn't a contract, it's a shackle.
Yeah.
Because they don't really explain how irregulars work well either. But irregulars, they don't need to make a contract.
Yeah, because they have infinite
to use
Shinsu or
Shinsu.
whatever.
Yeah, because they open the door themselves, so they don't need to.
Oh. So why do you make
Do
a
that.
contract?
The people who are invited and have to make a contract in order to use the Shinsu, because they basically borrow whatever amount they can use from the.
Yeah, but
Guardian.
why did he do it if he didn't have to?
Because he was told
He doesn't
to,
know that.
wasn't he? It was
He
part of
doesn't know.
it was part of class, wasn't it? It was like go
So
do
he's
it.
just dumb? He's just
He
stupid?
is an idiot. He's every bad
also-
thing.
He also didn't even realize he could use Shinsu because he passed out when he used it.
But he... Okay, also, the
Oh,
practice
he's like
must be
Zenetsu
stupid.
then.
What's up?
Yeah, he's
Bomb is
Zenetsu.
Zenetsu, yeah,
Yeah.
from Demon
There's-
Slayer.
So why didn't the proctors stop him from doing it? Because they saw him use it.
He wants him to. They
Why?
basically know
Their job
exactly
is to
what
protect.
who like Bomb
Their
is
job
capable
isn't to
of.
make unstoppable monsters. Their job is to make sure no one bad climbs the tower and to keep them within the rules.
So
I don't know. I would make him a monster. I think
so
that'd be
here's
great.
a question. So it is possible that some of the management is trying to kill him, right?
Possible.
Yes. And can you explain to me? I watched it twice. I watched this part of the end episode twice when we're learning about Rachel. She seemed to never be sure whether she was going to kill him or not. Was she really flip-flopping between killing him and using him to get up the tower? Or was she flip-flopping between killing him and, oh, I just can't do it? Like, I didn't understand, like, the whole time they were explaining
I'm pretty
it.
sure it's the second one. Like she can't. Like she wants to be the villain, but also her feelings get in the way.
But
'cause-
but when she was stabbed, she was then like, this is the way for me to climb the tower with Bomb. Like, I'll just ride his coattails. So she made that decision, right? And then she changed her mind.
There was that moment where like she's talking with him in the wheelchair and she's crying.
Yeah.
And then she tells him like to abandon her. So I feel like
Yeah.
that was her like telling him like, hey, if you don't like leave me, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah.
I think she was conflicted.
Yeah.
Why is she faking being paralyzed, though? That doesn't seem to help her at all.
Well, if she fakes being paralyzed, then he has to do everything for her, I guess.
He was
And
going to do everything for her anyways.
Yeah, I think it's dumb.
Don't worry about it.
What a good time.
Resist the urge.
Well, you saw it at the end there, right? They're all like, well, we'll carry
Yeah.
Rachel up for him in his stead.
Exactly.
So it's
And,
not to get his sympathy, it's to get everyone else's.
You know what was annoying? When she was
Kuhn was not
complaining-
having any of it.
Yeah,
Kuhn
he
was
does not
onto
believe
her.
her. I love him. I did not understand why she never made an effort to be friends with anyone at all. And she was complaining about Bomb being popular and having everything she wanted, but like she never tried for anything that she wanted besides trying to go up the
That's-
tower. So
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, 'cause
confused.
she
That's the kind of
sucks.
person she is, right? She's envious, but she doesn't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's weak.
And ugly.
I hate
You remember.
there's nothing good
nasty.
about her.
Well, she's a good character.
That's something they really downplayed in the anime. The only person that calls her out for being ugly is Hidon, and usually, like, anytime someone meets her, they're like, "Oh, you're rather ugly, aren't
She
you?"
doesn't look ugly in the anime at all. She looks like all
I
the
know
other
she
girls.
doesn't.
They made her
she doesn't-
prettier, I
She
think.
doesn't look ugly, but a lot of people always comment about how she's ugly, and it's supposed to be like, "Oh, she's not just ugly on the outside; she's also ugly on the inside."
This actually gives more context for her snapping. I like that. I wish they had have included that.
It reminded me a little bit of in Naruto when everyone calls Sakura ugly whenever they first meet her.
Yeah, 'cause she has a big forehead.
Yeah. Which, like,
Yeah.
she doesn't, though. Does she?
But like,
It's
in general, Asian culture is very, like, physical looks is very, like, you look a certain way and this is beautiful, or you look this other way and you're
also
not beautiful.
what they do in a lot of their content, a lot of shoujo, is they'll make the main character clearly extremely beautiful, but make everyone
She's an
interacting.
ordinary girl.
Yeah, everyone that interacts with her says that she's plain. So what they do is they still want the characters to look really pretty, but then they like try to like gaslight you that, oh no, she's just, no one notices her, and it's just
Yeah, I
really
mean,
weird. But
that's
they
not
do
even-
it all the time.
That's not even limited to Japan. You see that here in Western stuff all the time. Like, oh,
Oh,
this
yeah.
chick's ugly because she wears glasses. So once she takes the glasses off, she's a 10 out of 10.
I guess you do see that a lot.
I think we should talk about how great Rachel is as a character and a villain, though, because I think she's so great.
She is.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Yeah.
I love the fact that we have a female character whose one goal is literally just like selfish ambition, and she's just completely destroyed by envy. Like, that's so interesting, and it's really cool to see it in a female character, because I don't feel like we see a female character just wanting prestige or power or any of that, so I liked that.
Yeah, she's giving me flashbacks to Askeladd when we were doing Vinland. She has that same kind of depth and
I'm concerned that in the manhwa, the webtoon, that is it done better as that we understand more of why Bomb is so stupid? Like, is he made
Ooh,
to
I
feel
have-
is he made to feel endearing because he is not in the show? And I feel like that's because of stuff they cut.
I feel like I have a theory that I told Az about after I finished, I think, about who Bomb
no.
is, but I feel like,
I don't remember your theory.
well, it's just really
say
suspicious
it.
that he like doesn't remember anything about his past. He just gets found one day, and is also just this really powerful person.
Mhm.
So like that's not just a coincidence. Like he is like a
He's
big
gonna
boy.
be the prophesied one to either destroy the tower or take over it, or both. It's like, it's just gonna be something like that. But my problem is, like, we're told that he's like super sponge-like because he sponges everything that Rachel gives him. He learns all her morals and everything. And then the second He, like, is off on his own. He doesn't grow or change or have a single thought besides, oh, I want to see Rachel. And it's just like, it's so boring. He's so boring.
Oh.
I hope that because now he knows that Rachel's betrayed him, that changes something in him.
It won't.
Well, I can only hope.
I can only hope. I think that he's gonna double down on not giving up on her. I feel, but maybe I'm wrong. And I was surprised that Rachel was even featured in this season. I thought that it was gonna be like endlessly chasing her and we never saw her. I really liked that she was actually in the show and we got to see her really early. That was a huge surprise for me.
How did you?
That she was gonna be like the ever-longing star.
How did you like the reveal at the end where you find out that Rachel was not the person who was chosen, and then you see like what she had to go through the whole time? She experiences something that I really love. That also, we're talking live action, Blade Runner 2049 does, or 20, was it 2049? I don't know, but we're like, spoilers for that. But she experiences when you find out that you're not the main character of your own story.
Yes.
Which is, I think, really interesting because she thinks like, oh, I'm going to be great. I'm going to climb. I'm going to become a star. And then she realizes, oh, no, that's not you. It's Bomb.
It's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking because, like, she just has no identity. She's so desperate to, like, become something worth anything. And she just wants it so badly. And she just has, like, an insane, envious reaction to Bomb, even though she, like, sort of cares about him. It's super interesting. I really like her. Here's a question for Tim and Weeb. When you were watching it, when we got the reveal that Rachel is, in fact, the evil worst, were you surprised? What was your reaction, if any?
I wasn't really surprised because you get hints at it when you first see her back at the tower when they're doing the crown game.
Yep.
And she tells her, like, oh, you can go kill him. So obviously you knew something was up. But I guess seeing her actually be, like, crazy, where she's, like, laughing maniacally and all that, it's like, oh, she's actually bad.
I was watching this on YouTube in double speed, like you said. And when I went to watch the 13th episode, I accidentally clicked. I just put in, like, episode 13 and clicked on the very first video. And I immediately saw her push him off the thing, and it was just that scene. And I was like,
oh, no.
You got spoiled.
Reap.
Spoiled.
Yeah. So I spoiled myself. So I wasn't surprised at all.
Well, were you surprised
So
when you
sad.
saw that clip?
Yeah, I was.
Were you confused? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was just immediately mad.
Yeah, I believe you posted in the chat, all caps, I hate her.
I did, with no context.
I was the same way. I told Az, I think, after that happened, I was like, I hate her.
I
That
posted that.
backstabbing.
I felt
Thank goodness you guys avoided
spoilers.
all the freaking comments. Everyone.
Aw.
Huh?
Literally all the comments of people were like, oh, I can't wait for everyone to hate Rachel.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
That's
You guys ready to hate Rachel? Why is Bam chasing Rachel? She's the
Well,
worst.
She wasn't
Comments.
super interesting before, like the beginning of the show. They came to the middle. I don't think she was really interesting because she's just kind of the girl that Bomb's chasing after. But once you like see the truth and the personality behind her, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was interested enough in her because I was like, dang, you got some trauma. Like, she's clearly very unhappy the entire time. And, like, you know, she's hiding something. So I found her interesting enough. When I found out that she was actually the villain, I felt nothing at all. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, this is a good direction. I like this. And I felt like, I don't know, I liked it because it's just such good, interesting writing. And I don't know why, because normally I do feel like, you know, when you're supposed to hate someone and they actually give you reasons to, like, it's a normal reaction to be like, oh, I hate her. But I didn't feel that way at all. And maybe it's because I hate Bomb.
Yeah,
Probably
could be
that
it.
reason.
You may kill him. I do not care.
Oh,
But
good job.
yeah.
How did you guys feel about Ho's whole thing? Household hose?
That was really confusing to me at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what was
First
going on
time
the
through.
whole time.
Like, who was giving him these notes and kind of leading him this way, I wasn't really sure about.
Who gave him the note? Was it Rachel or Eye Patch?
Eye patch.
Eye Patch, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Rachel.
No, it was eye patch.
Oh. I don't understand what eye patch is all about. I know you just explained it. I still have no idea.
She's there to guide Bomb up the tower for reasons unknown, and we think that she's guiding Rachel as well because she is the key piece in getting Bomb to go up the tower. That is what we believe at the end of season 1.
Oh, okay.
Just being a little puppeteer, you know?
Just a little puppeteer,
Yeah, a little
no big
puppet.
deal.
But who made her
Yeah,
in charge of that?
Somebody obviously assigned her to do this.
Coffee boy? Didn't they, like, have a conversation all together?
I don't remember.
It's not explicitly said.
Yeah,
I don't
it's not said. I just felt that every single person on the staff, like that worked for the tower, could have been working against the tower. Like everyone looked like they had an interesting motive for what they were doing. So I never really felt like I knew whether someone was like really going to help them pass or whether they were like trying to get them killed or whether they're doing the opposite for the opposite reason. So
Some,
I
like,
liked
political intrigue going on behind the scenes.
I liked that.
Especially between Leiroro and him and
Yes, I love
Coffee Boy.
Roro.
Do they ever mention the name Evankel?
Yes,
They
and
do,
I have
but-
no idea what
Okay.
it
You
meant.
know what? I was confused because they don't explain who that is, and I had to look it up. And I definitely know that.
No.
Okay,
No.
I didn't know anything about her. I just know what she looks like.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, this
and I
is
was
a
like,
person?
oh, she never appears in the
Yes.
show at all, but she's mentioned.
I thought it was like the name
She-
of a level.
She's basically the boss of that whole floor.
Hmm.
And there's a line actually where Han Sung, instead of saying like, if our superiors hear about this, we're gonna be killed or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, if Evan and Kel hears we mess up,
Ah.
we are screwed.
But I thought that thing that Bomb made a contract with to be able to do the administrator's test or whatever was the boss of that level. That giant alligator thing.
Again, they don't explain it. That is the guardian. There's a guardian of each floor, and then there's an actual like floor administrator, which is a person
Okay.
who's like a ranker,
Yes.
who's basically been given charge of that floor
Oh, can
by the king.
you explain to me why the rankers don't have everything they want if they've climbed the tower? Isn't the whole thing to be
I can't.
to be a ranker? Don't you have to get to the top of the tower?
Can't explain that.
Ugh.
Yes, they explain it that the administrators are rankers, and rankers are people who've made it to the top.
And
This
they
show makes no
clearly-
sense.
They clearly don't have anything they want. So it's like, why are we buying this?
Well, they do have. They basically have a job that basically provides for all their needs and wants.
But
I bet you it's at the top of the tower is something that it's like, oh, you think you want this, but you don't actually want it.
It's probably going to be like, get to the top of the tower, realize the entire Earth is destroyed, and the only thing we can do is keep the tower going so people don't go insane.
Yeah, because they have that. They have
And
that.
then there's Titans.
And then there's it's going to be something.
They have that line where it's like, oh, like this the stars or whatever is like a legend, but like,
Yeah.
and it's not even a real sky. This is like based on what the sky was.
Yeah, so I don't know. They get up there, they learn something, and then they become part of the system. And
It's all a
usually
simulation.
things like that usually are, congratulations, you made it to the front of Snowpiercer. Now you know everything's the worst.
These are funny theories.
What?
These are fun theories.
Wait,
I like these theories.
I need someone to explain to me what happened to the dude that doesn't talk.
Oh, the other
There's a
look-
dude that doesn't talk.
the other
You-
giant
Yeah, the giant
Rock.
red dude
Like,
that Rack was friends
Rex
with.
friend.
Oh, the
Oh,
ghost.
Okay, they sort of explained that. He's like an extra life for Rachel. So when she gets stabbed,
Oh,
that's why he
Oh.
disappears.
I did
How'd she
not
get
put that
that?
together. I thought it was something that like he had to go help her, but I didn't realize that he just took the hit.
He's like her bodyguard / extra life.
So he was like connected to her by Shinsu
Yeah.
or whatever.
Wow, this is like a
Something.
video game.
Yeah, it's very video game-esque.
All right, I get it.
That's why they have classes. They have
The
parties.
wave controller.
They have a literal HUD that's just a ball instead.
Oh yeah, that is very true. This guy must have been a gamer then.
Oh, for sure. He's Korean. even if he's in the military.
Who's best boy?
Coon.
Rack.
Oh, nah, man, it's Coon.
Coon's
No.
best boy.
Coon
It's
or
Rack.
It's
Paracule.
Coon, though.
It's Rack. I'm telling you right now. Y'all
Rack
are
is
wrong.
best alligator.
Rack is my other best boy because I do really love Rack, but like there's
I also
Okay.
my
like.
love for Rack goes
Okay,
beyond just
she-
seeing.
Even if I'm not picking Rack, I'm picking the dude with the dots on his face, whose name I already
Lero?
forgot.
Lero.
Lero.
I
Lero.
love him. I
was
was
good.
trying to choose between him and Coon for my.
He's my serious
best
answer.
boy.
If I'm being like for real, he is the best.
I also really like Shibisu, but his dub is really annoying. The Japanese is very much better.
Is that the dude
I
in
don't
the
like
tracksuit?
his dub voice, and I don't like Anok's dub voice. Her dub voice sounds way too old for her.
Enoch?
Yeah.
She's supposed to be like a
agree.
kid. Yeah, the lizard girl.
That was
Yeah.
another thing that I
I
didn't
liked
feel
her.
like
She was
they
cool.
didn't express ages very well, because when the two princesses would talk and then the one's like, "You're my niece," it's like, how old are you? Like,
Well,
how?
she's her niece because her mom was the actual princess.
Okay, so it doesn't.
It's not like a yeah.
I was just
But
wondering.
Anak, I think, is like. Well, actually, I don't know because lizard people have weird ages. I don't know how old Anak is actually.
What about the other princess?
Andrasi? It's both.
Sure.
Yeah, we see 3 of them, right?
They do
3
not say her
princesses.
name.
I just
Out of the
because
13?
because we were given nothing about the world. I don't like it. A lot of times they mention the princesses. It seemed like the princesses like lived a long time or something, and I was like, I don't think that's right. But because we never got like any context, I was like, how old are you people?
Well, they sort of explain it. Basically, Zahar's just like, you're strong. I'm gonna take you in as a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
They're like shoes in the cabinet.
Yes, but that
like
doesn't.
she
It
always
didn't
says.
explain.
Are
to
they
me
all
how old they
chosen
were.
from like the great families, or is it most of them?
No, they are not always chosen from the great families.
Oh,
Okay.
can someone explain to me what tragic thing happened to Coon? Like, what happened? Did his sister not
So-
get picked, or did she get picked, or like what? I did not understand at all.
Okay, they do. Okay, so the Coons are weird because basically Coon's dad has multiple wives,
Okay.
and all the wives are like jealous of each other all the time.
Okay.
So they basically make their families fight each other, and they have a bet that on goes where whoever's daughter gets chosen as a princess is basically the one, and the worst person gets excommunicated from the family.
Okay.
So Coon's sister wasn't chosen,
Okay.
but Maria, who is a different sister of a different mother, got chosen.
Okay. And so what
And
happened
he
to the?
basically helped her because she ended up betraying him.
Wait,
because the
wait.
context they give
Wait,
is
wait.
he what?
He has two sisters in this scenario. I thought they were always one. Which one's the faceless one? Every time we see her, she doesn't have a face.
That's his mom, the one that tells him not to trust anyone constantly.
No, I want the
No.
scarf, the blue
One
scarf.
of the sisters.
That's probably Maria.
So what happened to the other sister that he was obviously like upset about? Did she die because she wasn't chosen or something?
No, he was upset about Maria because Maria betrays him,
Okay.
and she's chosen.
Ugh, this was so not explained at all. I hate this.
Yeah, they don't do a good job about it.
I didn't even know there were two sisters. I was like, I don't know whether his sister got chosen or didn't get chosen.
Again, the Coon family is huge.
Yeah.
Well, we meet another one at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
they're
so
all like half brothers and stuff.
the last 3
Brothers.
episodes I watched at double speed, and honestly,
You were so confused. Those
Yeah.
were like the worst episodes to watch at double speed.
yeah, I have no idea what happened. in the
Because
last
like
three
so many things get
episodes.
revealed that then ask you more questions.
Yeah, I
They
was like
don't
missing
really-
whole lines and everything. That was a mess.
Okay,
They don't really.
so to go back to the Coon thing, I'm gonna quickly sum it up. Coon was betrayed by a sister that the rumors were that they were in love and lovers, and he basically helped her get chosen to be a princess, and then she betrayed him.
How did she
Okay.
betray him?
That is not explained.
Okay.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then he was exiled.
Yes, she betrayed him, and his family ended up getting exiled. That's what we
Well,
know.
So
she
he
betrayed
still
him
has-
because she abandoned him to be a princess, right?
Yeah.
And
Which is what he doesn't want to happen to Bam with Rachel,
and he has family that he was exiled with.
as far as we know.
It just looked like it was just
Or
him.
they were all just kicked out and like separated. Because clearly his mom hates him.
Okay.
Well, they obviously have a bad reputation because the way that Han Sung Yu talks about him is like, and Lee Ro actually talks to Bam. He's like, "Be careful of Kun."
Yeah. And
Yeah, 'cause they're sneaky.
Rubberman, who's like, oh, exiled coon, hey?
Yeah, I understood.
Exiled son of the coon.
I understood that there was a betrayal and that he was exiled. I just didn't understand how it worked.
How many floors are there?
Spoilers.
At least 77, because wasn't someone told to go up to the 77th floor?
Is that what Yuri tells for Bomb?
Yeah, so she
Oh,
gives
right.
she gives like a little like silver feather and is like,
Yeah.
don't give him this and tell him to go to the 77th floor or whatever. And then they never say anything after that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I feel like this show could go on a long time if there's because they're only in the second one, right? Which floor are they on right now?
I'm just gonna shut up. They end on the second one.
Yeah, so they got
Floor test is the
75
second.
more to go at least.
What was the first one?
First one is the one with Hedon, where he fights the steel eel and pops
It's
the balloon.
basically like the entrance. You're on
Yeah.
level 1.
It's like the lobby of the
It's
tower.
the tutorial.
What a tutorial.
I'm
Yeah.
confused since we're basically led to believe that Bomb is as dumb as rocks. How did he figure out to get eaten for that, and then he conveniently has no idea what to do for anything else?
I took that as
He
he was
acts
just
on
scared.
instinct a lot.
Okay.
And this is another thing. They don't show when he actually picks a knock when he's betting against a labor row
Yeah.
for who goes through. It's not because he doesn't just pick someone at random and be lucky. He actually while he's looking in the comic, someone basically glows and stands out.
Yeah.
That happens in the
As if
show.
they're
I
That happens in
assumed
the
showing
that's
show.
energy. Okay.
I assumed that's exactly what happened because he was looking and it's like he can see the power levels.
Yeah.
He can basically he instinctually has a lot of stuff going on.
I
Wow.
just
I wrote down a comparison in my notes, what the show is, and that just sums it up. It's Dragon Ball Z meets Hunger Games. Their power levels and the aura that they give and all that.
That battle royale stuff came out at the high time of
Battle royales.
yeah,
Of Hunger Games?
PUBG specifically.
Oh,
PUBG
okay.
was just out when I read. Maybe is it? Yeah, PUBG was out. I think when I read that.
I felt that they didn't handle very well is the fact that so many of these things were like a death game, and then they wouldn't be, and no one would ever bat an eye either way. 200 people just died.
Just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just
You saw how big the grave site was, right?
no.
Yeah.
When they buried
Oh,
Ho.
no,
How?
I missed
Large.
that.
Ho.
Yeah.
Real big.
There's a lot of
I
those
think
glass
it was more
things.
tonally
yeah.
that I didn't like. As a viewer, I didn't get the weight of anything because everything was treated so lightly. That should have been kind of like a.
I feel like it's just
what?
part of they sign up for it basically when they climb the tower.
Yeah.
You're
Your
risking your
injuries are
life.
your responsibility, basically.
Yeah.
Or of your own.
I'm just
I
saying
mean,
there was a
you do get
disparity
some.
between what was happening and the tone for me. I didn't love that.
It's because everyone is so selfish because they just want to they're just so focused on themselves climbing it and getting what they want. So when they
Yeah.
meet Bomb and it's oh, we're actually working together. It's a big thing.
You can see a lot of the societal themes that he's trying to write about.
Yeah.
Everyone is selfishly
Yeah.
clinging and fighting for their own stuff, but in the reality is you need people to work together.
Yeah. My problem was that they are all super selfish to the point of almost being sociopaths, and then immediately they're in love with Bomb and will follow him off the cliff. So, there was no moment that I saw that anyone should be convinced, but apparently they were.
Chocolate
they all
bars.
they all
That's what
don't
helps.
want him to become like they are, or jaded basically. They all want to preserve his
But
what's the word I'm looking for?
that's
Innocence.
not
Innocence, thank you.
believable at all for all of
You don't think
those
so?
people to do that when he has not shown a single interesting bone in his entire body, or he never does anything that makes you
Well,
want
he's
to follow him.
selfless. He's very selfless. He helps others.
He's a good guy, as Shibisu says.
He said he's a normal guy like him. Which I don't know if that's a compliment.
I
really, but-
understand what they're going for. I just feel like we're told they support Bomb because they respect him, and it's okay, you've told me this, but you haven't shown me this at all. That was my critique with that.
Cafeteria. The cafeteria. Hanging out in the
Well,
cafeteria.
we see a lot of Bomb benefiting from them, and that's great. We really see a
Yeah.
lot of that. We don't get any context for why anyone would follow him emotionally. We just get told. So
A lot of people are like, oh, this guy's interesting. Why does he have a sword from a princess?
The Black March.
Yeah.
Black March is so cool.
I do like that aspect of the world building with the 13 months and the princesses and all of these swords.
Yeah.
I don't really understand like what they are allowed and aren't allowed to do. Like, are they even allowed to climb or what?
Well, yeah.
And the weapons, they don't seem like they're allowed either.
Well, like the original Anak, she became a ranker. She was gifted.
So then
We know Yuri's already a ranker because she has to go through. She can't climb the tower. She has to go through like back doors.
why can't she climb the tower?
Because rankers aren't allowed in the testing areas, unless they are helping doing administrative.
Can she
work.
go in the rest of the tower? Like on the way up?
Yeah, sort of. Like that's why they're in those like weird like dungeon-looking places.
Yeah.
They're like going between the levels.
I don't understand why they want to climb, basically. Because it seems like they're in like the best position in the world because they're favored by King Jihad. So it's like, why are they doing this? I guess.
You earn more respect from him by climbing to the top.
Do you?
Well, he gives you a sword.
But she already has one.
Ooh.
Yuri.
Well, yeah, because she's climbed to the top.
So,
She's climbing again just for fun.
well, I think she's
She's
climbing.
not climbing it. She's just looking for things to like
Do?
interesting people.
She's bored.
Well, clearly, you know, she's obviously recruiting something for something, right? Because she gives him the feather and's like, come to this floor. So she's looking for
Oh.
interesting recruits for
I
something.
think that got lost in translation because half the time she's just trying to get her sword back, or that's what it looks like. And then
That's
Also,
what
he
I
has a
thought
cute
she was
face,
doing.
and that's the only reason she helps him.
what Weeb?
I said I thought that's what she was doing until she gave him the feather and said, "Come
Yeah.
to the 77th floor," and then
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, okay."
I would
there's
have
something
liked
more.
to
a
this.
better introduction when we first meet her, like what her goal is, because she just has that bit with Evan, the guide, but you don't really, like, I wish should have given us one line where, like, oh, we just are looking for people.
Yeah. Or just like, I'm bored. I want to do.
Yeah, they cut a lot of the conversation that goes on in that first area.
Yeah, that makes sense because
Like,
that felt.
It takes a lot more for Head-On to convince her to give up the sword to
Yeah.
him.
That's the big issue with episode 1 is like, why in the world would she give it to
They
him?
try and blitz through that as fast to get to the other characters because they're like, well, you guys don't want to see Bam. We know it. He's boring right now. But just wait.
I was hoping we would get to see Bomb use a sword more.
I was hoping we get to
We
see
saw
Bomb
how
do
he-
anything.
That's true, very true.
Wow.
He really doesn't do anything this whole show. He's
He uses a Shinsu like a boss.
on accident.
Yeah, he doesn't
We did
even.
best boy. We didn't do best girl.
Oh,
Sorry for
Yuri.
derailing. Yeah, it's Yuri. Everyone knows
It's Yuri.
No.
We were talking about
No.
her. That's why I thought about
No,
that.
it's not
Easy.
Yuri.
It's definitely
Yuri.
Yuri.
No, character
Always
design
Yuri.
wise, she's awesome, but like she's not the
Everything
best
wise.
girl in the show. No,
Yeah, she is. Who is
No.
then?
You
Tell
don't
me
like
who
girls who
is.
greet you with a kick to your face?
I don't have a problem with that, but I would say either Anak or Endorsi for sure.
Ooh, Enoch is
So it's
who?
just the
Who's in
princess part.
Dorsey?
Yeah, I did say, for me, it's a knock.
Yeah, so much
really
more
like her.
interesting than Yuri. We get no time with Yuri.
Okay.
Listen, I'm biased Yuri for other reasons,
Okay.
so
You're allowed. Weeb isn't allowed.
I do love me some Yuri, though. She's, like, one of my favorites.
She's cool.
No,
I like her
Yuri's-
design.
Okay.
Andross
Here's
is
my
pretty great.
reason Yuri's the best. That dude who, like, I don't even know what his deal was. He was,
Oh,
like,
you
in a
mean-
sheep costume,
Yeah,
and she's wrecked him, like, easy.
yeah. I'm not saying she's not
That was
awesome,
sick.
but that's her
Oh,
only
lovable.
cool scene in the whole show.
That's enough. That's enough.
You just
That's
gotta
enough
beat
for
people
Weeb.
up. That's all we want.
Okay.
That's literally it. That's
Valid,
enough
valid.
for me.
I
And
withdraw my
Enoch is cool
complaint.
too, for the same reason. But
She just beats
Anak
people
has
up.
a little bit more with her backstory and her motivation.
who cares about backstory?
Plus,
and
she has the
motivation when we have
rivalry with the other girl.
explosions?
And Dorsey.
I like how she flips from like just hating her to being like, you know what, you're kind of cool. I want to protect you, my little niece.
Yeah, I thought it was.
She clearly resents being a princess, but also loves it.
Yeah, she's fun. I like her. And then she's like, I hate all of you. And then they like bring her food. And she's like, never mind, I will take her food.
I like that her whole reason for liking Bam is literally just because he's cute.
Well, that's the only thing he has going for him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why everyone falls in love with him. Just 'cause
He's like a
cute.
puppy. Like, oh, he's cute.
That's how that's really why everyone falls in love.
Let's
'cause
take
he's
care,
like a
let's take
puppy.
care of him.
Best ship. He's got the best ship.
I did have one. Oh, what was it?
Rack and chocolate bars.
That's the one.
Rockin' chocolate bar.
I was gonna say Coon and whoever it was that he was fighting with for the first those first couple episodes, and now I don't even remember who that is.
I don't remember either.
Wait, what?
Coon, there was a guy that in the group that Coon and him always fought. They were always snarking back and
like
forth.
the samurai guy.
Hots, right?
Yes,
Or
yes,
hats?
yes,
Yeah.
him.
Hots is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good ship.
That was
Him?
my ship.
I
was
liked
like,
Wait.
Shibisu and that one girl with the dagger who quit.
Oh, old lady who left.
Oh yeah.
Forget her name.
Wait, Shawna, did you say Hots and who?
Coon.
Coon. Romance is the best romance. Haven't
Romance.
you heard?
Because they always fought, and it was funny.
Okay.
And they were in sync after.
Yeah.
Mine is Head On Chaos. 'Cause, you know, that rabbit man thing
Does love
monster
him some
loves
chaos.
him some chaos. He's
Yes.
just here to make the tower interested.
He's bored too. Everyone's just bored. They're just
Tower
trying to have some
God, we're
fun.
bored. Let's make some chaos.
I like it.
What do you guys think about the sound and animation and stuff?
Very good.
Voice acting, top tier. Animation's okay.
Nothing to complain about for the
Nothing to
animation.
complain about.
I was
don't really like the art
definitely
style though.
turned off about the art style at first, but it grows on me. It grew on me, I should
yeah.
say.
I was super surprised because I had seen everybody trashing the art style. I was like, oh, better get ready to go. And then I watched it and I was like, this does not bother me at all.
It's got a weird, like, unpolished quality to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not done, but it's also not bad. It's weird.
I don't love it. It doesn't like super bother me, but I wouldn't say it's good.
It's not my favorite style.
Yeah. The voice
I
acting
like
though is like top tier. In both the sub
They
and the
spent
dub.
so much money on voice actors. I can't imagine.
It's where like 90% of their budget
Well,
went.
even just the score, too. It's amazing.
Yeah, the
like,
score
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
music is
That's
amazing.
the production
That
on
guy
it is
did Made in
insane.
Abyss, which is totally why I'm betting for us to do Made in Abyss.
I liked that there was like dubstep all of a sudden, and then like other music. It was just like, what's happening? I love this.
Yeah, the
With
electronic
the really weird like
synth
wah,
stuff.
wah, wah, wah.
And then, like, you really felt the emotion of some scenes where it, like, just hits you, like, boom, boom. Like,
Yeah.
the
The
instrumentation
sound
is really
design
cool.
in general, from like sound effects,
Yep. Very good.
like Black March vibrating, Shinsu getting thrown around.
The character designs were also, like, one of my favorite aspects of the show.
Yeah, they're all very striking.
Very
and
unique.
Wait, I want to take
Memorable.
back something I said.
Yes.
that.
I said rack and chocolate bars, but I'm gonna say it's that one dude and his pillow.
La-
Oh yeah,
LaRoe, what was his name?
Yeah.
Laura.
I don't
No,
remember his
that's not his
name,
name.
but yeah, you know the guy.
starts with an L.
He's like my spirit. He's always wanting to take
Man just wants
naps.
a nap.
And then that chick like slept on his pillow, and he's like, "It's tarnished forever." And then he like got a bag of beans, and he started crying.
Yeah, that's what they. That's one of the times Bam helps someone.
Yeah, one of the times out of like what, 2 that we see.
That's why he follows him.
Yeah, I mean
He helps him find his
that
pillow.
makes sense. That's 1 out of like what, 10 people.
Yeah.
Listen, they can't show it all. You don't understand, Shawna.
So
So
the
Stan-
best no. It means the best way that we can show Bomb's character. Let's have him fix a pillow. That's the way to go.
Reunites a man
Should've
with his
been.
pillow.
Should have been longer. Maybe we had more moments.
Yeah, they could have definitely filled that out if they stretched it to 24.
We
but
could have
clearly
explained some things
their
more.
budget, they constrained it to be a certain length because clearly they spent a ton
That's
of money
fair.
on music.
If it's
and
like
voice.
a good production, I'm okay with fewer episodes.
Yeah, it was a good stopping point. I liked that.
Yeah, that's season, like in the comic, that's called season 1,
Okay.
where they stop.
Do you know if he when he would finish a season, the artist, would he take a break?
I think he takes a little bit of a break. I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
There's breaks, like right now he's on break, I think, actually, because of health stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is very sad because, you know, it's a scary time in the world to have health stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something new here. Whose voice did you like best in the dub, and whose voice did you like best in the sub?
Same person, Leroy, for both.
Yeah, Lyra.
Same.
By
For
far.
both.
Okay, everyone chose Lyra.
Like leagues ahead of
Yeah.
literally
I love
any other
Coons.
character.
Just light years beyond.
It's
Both Coons
so
are great,
much
though.
better. Who did his voices?
shoot. I don't remember his Japanese voice, but his English voice is
Sounded like
the
Christian
guy who
Bale.
does.
Overhaul.
Oh, who also we went on and on about how good Overhaul's voice was.
Oh yeah, it does
This
sound
guy's-
like that.
This guy's just good.
I like.
Yeah, he's great.
just got this crazy awesome tone that I like so much.
Yeah.
Oh, should we play a game? Guess that voice actor?
I'm gonna be bad at this.
Shawna.
Okay.
Who does the Japanese voice of Kun play in your favorite show, Snow White with the Red Hair?
Oh, does he do, I'm just gonna say Obi. Does he do Obi?
He's Obi, yeah.
Yes,
He's
yes!
Obi, you're right.
Yes!
Who's he playing? Yono the Don. This one's harder.
Oh, he's in both of those?
Yona of the Dawn? Is it a dragon? I don't know. He would be, I don't know. Is it, no, this is
I'll give you a hint.
just gonna be,
He's got blue hair, too.
oh, so he's just the blue dragon?
Is he Blue Dragon? I don't know who. Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Shinha?
Shina.
Yeah.
Shina, yeah. I didn't realize he was a dragon.
He
until I clicked
almost never speaks at all, so I was not gonna get that one.
there. Okay, I didn't know. He's also our good boy, Akamaru Rin from Blue Exorcist. You may know him as Karma from Ass Class.
Oh, hey!
You said
Karma.
Akamaru, and I was like, the dog from Naruto?
No, not Akamaru. Okamaru.
Oh.
Oh, Kamaru.
He's that good jerky face boy from Welcome to the Ballroom.
I don't remember.
The other guy. Like
You're
the,
saying
the
all
other
these
main
shows
dude
that I've
who
never
dances.
seen.
You may also remember Kun as a little boy who has exploding sweat.
Bakugo? Really?
Yeah, he's Bakugo.
Okay, I can
Yo!
hear
You
it.
hear it?
I can hear
When he
it.
gets angry.
Do you know who else he voices? Liruro?
Who?
He is Aoba from Naruto, and he's
Yeah.
Mifune from Soul Eater.
Oh.
Roro is a good boy.
I also liked Mifune in there.
Are we doing our best out of 10s?
Let me just do my quick opening and endings.
I forgot.
I know none of you care about this, but these songs are great. They're done by those boys called Stray Kids. You may have heard them. They're kind of K-pop legends. And they recorded 3 versions of both the opening and the ending. I'd like to add, they did a Korean version, a Japanese version, and an English version
That's awesome.
for both songs.
And they're
That
all
was
fantastic.
cool. Hearing
They're
it in
all
English.
fantastic.
I
And
liked
the
the
Japanese.
opening a lot.
Yeah, the thing I love about the opening is like it does a lot of like very like vague visual storytelling and somehow doesn't manage to spoil anything.
That's nice, for sure. Love it.
And I love how it cuts to black for the credits. And like you keep jumping around because it's like, well, Bam doesn't really know what's going on, so neither will you. And then the ending, which is a song called Slump, which is all about like feeling like you're being left behind. It's got a little bit of double meaning because when you first watch it, you're like, Bam feeling left behind by Rachel, and then you get to the end and you're like, no, it's Rachel who feels left behind. That's why she's the person that they show in the song.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. That's my little
Wow.
spiel on the openings and endings. You should go download both those songs on Spotify and listen to them a billion times like I have been.
Good job.
So, out of 10 ratings. Tim, would you like to go first?
I think it's a solid 8 out of 10. It does some really cool things with the story, the characters. It all works pretty good for me. It's just very confusing and a lot of parts that don't get explained well, but I can overlook that and still have a good time.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
I also give it an 8 out of 10 because it was super fun, sort of like Death Gamey, which is one of my favorite tropes, and the characterization was awesome, besides Pam. And I'd say it deserves the 8 because of all the great things it did, which I feel like we didn't really talk about as much in this podcast. And then it deserves 2 taken away from it out of 10 because of how confusing it was and basically that and world building. And it's not higher than 8 for me. But I liked it a lot.
I feel like it could be definitely like a 10 out of 10 worthy in the future if they just hit things better.
Yeah.
Just like triple to quadruple their budget, and I think they could do it.
Well, the writing's there. Like, it's super interesting everywhere he takes the story, so.
Yeah. And I'm sure, like, he's probably, like, how any author does, right? Like, when they're writing a story, they're like, And then like later on, as they're continuing the story, they probably like, oh man, if I just like added this thing here, that would have made that way better, and like then I could do this and this.
Yeah, that's why, honestly, like manga, webtoon, all of that blows my freaking mind because you can't go back, you can't edit it as a whole piece. You're literally just releasing chapters that you write. Like, it's mind blowing.
Week by week.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure every author has like that. Like you like mention, hey, this is my favorite arc, and they just like stare off like a war zone, and they're like, I hate that arc. That was the worst arc. Oh man, I did this bad. I did that bad. I didn't even draw this character correctly.
That would be an interesting show just on its own.
Yeah.
Reviewing mangakas.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hey Japan, hit me up. I'll do it for you.
Like famous arcs or famous beloved manga things that they actually like, oh, funny you should mention it. And they just talk about it.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Hey Weeb.
Out of 10,
Yes. Yeah.
7.5.
You can't do
Because
halves.
I did it just to
You
piss
just
off Shawna.
insist on adding decimals.
I'm only doing decimals from now on. And if you're saying I can't do decimals, I'll give it a 14 out of 20. Or
We're just gonna no.
15,
What we're gonna do?
15 out
Az
of
is just
20.
gonna cut you off after the number you say and just cut out the decimal part.
He's not doing that much work. Just getting living his fantasy life for all I care.
Yeah,
15 out of-
7.5.
15 out of 20, that is 7.5, isn't it?
Yeah, that's his
That
joke.
is
He's
my
using a whole
entire
That
number.
was a math joke.
It's a math joke. It's
Wow.
a good one.
That
Weeb
was.
doesn't even know how to do math.
I don't even know how to read.
He calls Steve to tell him what the math is for him.
I actually have Steve
I
on
did
the phone
not sign
right
up
now.
for math on this show.
Hey Steve, how's it going?
Steve, what's a fraction that equals 7.5?
Oh, 75 out of 100? Okay.
But yeah, it does everything right, except it's super confusing, and the art, in my opinion, sucks.
Yeah.
Please note, if you already heard him, we watched the last 3 episodes at how many times speed?
Double speed.
Double speed. So, take his review with a grain of salt.
But it was super confusing.
It was, yes. But I also know all the answers, so it's not confusing for me,
Yeah,
clearly.
it's still very
I'm a
enjoyable.
genius, as you know, because I read things beforehand.
As with your reading comprehension abilities.
Speaking of which, because I've read this, I'm actually one of the lower people today. I was going to give it a 7.
I was
That's
going
not
to give it a
that
7,
low.
but I wanted to give it a 7.5. Just to piss off Shawna.
Statistically, it hits a lot of good points. It looks good. I was very happy with the adaptation. It sounds amazing. Like, I almost want to give it an 8 just because it sounds so good. Like, I'll put this on the background to listen to because it sounds so good.
It do sound good. Good on the
But-
eardrums.
There's some, like, jankish parts of the animation that is not my cup of tea. There's a lot of, like, missed stuff I don't really like. There's a lot of double, like, meaning jokes, like with Chestnut and Knight, that they don't really do because they don't call him Bam Bomb in the Japanese at all.
Yoru.
And yeah, I feel like they did a good job at converting the art style over and like the flow of everything, and the sounds of everything, but they didn't do a good job at translating the story itself. I think it needed a bit more work than just an 8 out of 10 would need.
I think maybe I'm going to bring it down to a 7, but I'm not sure if I really want a 7, so I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Monsters. Both of you.
I've watched some 7s recently, and I feel like this is better than those, so I gotta give it an 8.
If I
Yeah.
didn't read the source material, I would have definitely given it an 8.
I think
What
it's
did you
just
get
because
now?
the material is so interesting that it's got
Yes.
like my it has to have a certain level of scope to get an 8 from me, and I feel like it's here. It's just too bad that it's so confusing.
Yeah. And there's like a lot of stuff, like, even if I only read season 1, I'd still be confused. Here's how I'll summarize Tower of God. Tower of God is a show where you get the answers only to receive more questions.
Which can be
That's it.
frustrating for a lot of people.
Wait, I'm
That's
confused.
everything.
Again,
Every time you get an answer, you're just getting more questions.
I'm confused. So
Probably.
I think I figured something out.
What's that?
So I'm not happy
And does
with
it have to do with the show?
It has to do with a show, yes. The show
Oh
being
my gosh.
Haikyuu.
Okay, so this is your recommendation for the week, right?
Of
IQ?
course, yes. My recommendation is always Haikyuu. But season 4 of Haikyuu is not the best.
Okay, we're going over this.
No,
Okay.
I want a petition.
No, we're not
I wanna
talking
start
about
a
this again.
petition to
I'm
get
just cutting this.
Kenjiro Suda to voice someone in Haikyuu, because I went through his whole list, and he's voiced someone in like every show I've seen except Haikyuu. He's not in Haikyuu, so I think we
So
got.
Haikyuu's trash confirmed.
So Haikyuu has more potential than we thought, and can be so much better if we just get him to voice literally anyone in the show.
I want him to voice the volleyball.
What's the similar
I want an
show?
entire episode of Haikyuu that is from the perspective of the volleyball.
Do you say
It
what's a
sucks.
similar show, Shauna? Because I
Yeah.
actually do know a similar show.
Oh, do you?
Okay, what
This-
is your similar show?
this
is it
remind-
Snowpiercer?
It's Haikyuu. But the
Okay, never mind.
it actually reminded me a lot of the Hunter test.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So, but
It
Haikyuu
is-
mostly.
I've never
It-
seen Hunter.
It feels
Hunter.
very Hunter x Hunter inspired.
It does.
Tim or Shawna, do you have a similar show?
I have similar shows that they're similar, but they're not good enough to recommend, or I haven't yet seen them, so no.
So Haikyuu
Yeah.
for you too?
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't Sword Art Online have them climb some sort of tower thing?
Do they? I've blocked
Yeah,
most
they
of
do.
Do they go
that out.
down? I don't know how it works.
I was gonna
I've never watched
say
SAO in my life.
also shows I wouldn't really recommend, but have similar like aspects. Like if you like the political intrigue thing, or like people scheming, Classroom with the Elite, which we reviewed. Kisniver for like group of people kind of having to band together. But
These were all shows you hated.
yeah, both shows that I didn't really like, but you can watch them.
Maybe if you want gaping plot holes and confusion, but an also very crazy, crazy girl, you could watch The Future Diary, and you will get all those things. Oh, and they also kill each other. And the main character is also
Oh, yeah.
awful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
If you want another show based on a webtoon, though, let me
Haikyuu.
tell you what's just been started airing this day that we are recording this.
God of High School.
Is God of High School. A beautiful show slash webtoon about high schoolers punching the living poop out of each other.
Wait a minute. I think I read that webtoon. Is that? Hold on.
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. No,
I won't.
don't say
I
anything.
won't. I won't. But I'm checking my.
Did you
I'm
like
checking
the
my
first
old webtoons
episode?
because I'm almost positive I at least started
You-
that.
This you would love this week.
what-
That's all I'm gonna say.
What's Weeb's word of the day?
Weebs has a
Weeb's
word of the
word.
day,
Oh,
or you
the
mean
Weeb
Tim's
word
Weeb
of
word
the
of the
day.
day?
Weeb, let's
Tim's
hear your
Weeb
word. Okay, so my Weeb word of the day is testo.
What's that
Hesto.
mean?
Testo. It's a test.
Who would have
Hesto
thought?
Bismo? Oh.
Testo. It is just test because there's a lot of tests and people got to
Oh.
test.
Hesto.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you,
No
Tim.
Beautiful,
problem.
Tim.
I'm here.
That wasn't
whenever
Euro?
you need me.
Or Yuru?
Yoru.
Yuru. Or Rachel.
Rahel. Rahel.
It's more like a L sound almost, right?
It sounded like Rahel to
Rahel.
me every
You
time.
did. So are we
They're
done?
trying to do R's in Japanese. It's very hard for me.
I think it's hard for them too. They don't really have it.
Yeah, they don't really have an R sound. Well,
It's
thank
okay.
you for joining us on this week of Trainwreck, the air we breathe. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's it.
The
That
air we
works.
weave.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, you can hit us up on all the things at the air we weeb, or email us at theairweweeb@gmail.com. I didn't make a veiled square joke again this week, but if you want to take a test, you can email that.
While the music is going here, can I let you hear my turkey sound maker?
Sure, but what are we doing next?
We're doing Run with the Wind next week, which is a great sports
Speaking
anime.
of turkey basters, run with the
Who
wind.
also has Kenjiro Suda in it. Just saying.
Perfect.
Who knew?
Okay,
It's like he's in everything.
can I do my turkey sound?
Do the
Yes.
turkey. Turkey is up.
I do not like this.
So can I,
Like a really bad, like, vomit.
can I end my recording?
You can totally enjoy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just like triple to quadruple their budget, and I think they could do it.
It do sound good. Good on the eardrums.